On this particular day, the intention was not to kill him. The intention was to scare the hell out of him. I say so because, apart from what I heard, in political assassinations, if it has been planned that there will be a political assassination, it is pre-planned. As recent as the other day, when Oscar Kingara was killed near the University of Nairobi, it was well planned that he had to be in such a place that by the time things clear up, Oscar Kingara's plan was that they planned that the person who was killed with Oscar Kingara was a student university, an immediate former student university leader. So they knew that once the students know that he has been killed, then there will be chaos and the scene will be confused. So in political assassination, if it is planned to take the subject to the scene and then take him out of the scene. If they were planned to kill him on that particular day, they would have led him somewhere out of town, such a thing. But you see, taking him to the CBD is a case of showing that actually killing was an afterthought. Now, and again, during those days, government used to work under a crossfire. That is, you'd find that one arm of the government is playing different opposite the other. So I do not rule out the possibility that at that time, there are also others who are planning to kill him. But what I totally believe is that on this particular day, the intention was just to scare him and nothing more and nothing less. It is only that things got out of hand after some time. Now, J.M. Kariuki had been sick and he was bedridden. From records with the intelligence is that he was taken out from Ole Odume Road. Those of you who are there when Kibaki took over, there is a building which used to be called Mwenge House. Nowadays it's called Aikio Heights. According to the record there is that he was taken from there. But I've had an occasion to meet with somebody who is very, very close to the family. Actually, she stays not very far from Yaya Center. She claims that J.M. Kariuki was taken out from Kindaruma Road. Now, from Kindaruma to Ole Odume, definitely that is not the next door neighbor, so you cannot say that you can confuse the two roads. I tend to, the closer somebody is to the subject, when she or he talks, there is some seriousness on that. So let us put it at that. But JM had been sick and there were a lot of pulling. Actually, initially they were to meet with the group, but JM had been sick for some time. And the person to be sent to get him was his schoolmate. Ben Gedhi was from Madira, Kamashibi area. And J.M. Kariuki was born in Nyeri, Othaya area. So they went to school together. They were schoolmates or classmates, something like that. So he was told to go and bring him. And let me tell you, your enemy is your friend, and your friend is your enemy, just like Bob Marley once said. It happened that he's the one who was told to go and call him and bring him. And there is a time he went and he was told JM is in a bedroom on the first floor, and he's bedridden and he can't come out. He went and told them. They told him, "Are you sure? Are you not being cheated by the wife? That he's not feeling well. He may not be sick, or if he's sick, he's not that sick." And Ben Geddy went back, said he wanted to see him. I was said, "No, I have to see it with my own eyes." And Mrs. Kariuki was shocked because Kariuki and Geddy knew each other from school days, and there's no day that Geddy had insisted in entering Kariuki's bedroom. But that time he went and saw him and actually confirmed that he was sick. So he went and reported back that actually JM is sick. So they waited until he recovered. The day he had recovered, he was requested by Ben Geddy to accompany him. He was telling him, nothing bad, it is just a small talk, and then you'll come back. And Thuo, somebody called Thuo, was the district commissioner for Nyandarua. He had confiscated JM Kariuki's pistol. So all that time, everybody knew JM Kariuki had no firearm, at least even on the legal side. So when they went, JM reached a place and said, whom am I to meet? He was given the list of the people he was to meet. And at that point in time, Ben Geddy believed that it was just to scare him off, and then he was to come back and things go on. And you see, I'll record that in another recording about activities of JM Kariuki, which was populist. And those days, the Kanu days, you were allowed to be as popular as possible, but be number two. Do not outshine the president. So what happened was, JM insisted that he can only go there if he has a gun. And Ben Geddy did not have an extra gun, so he said they agreed that for him to reach to go to that place, he had to have a gun. So they arranged to go and wait for the gun at Hilton Hotel. That is why they did not go to Kingsway House Street. Kingsway House, if you want to know, it is not very far from Jivanji Garden. You see, Kenyatta Avenue previously used to be called Kingsway Road, and that is why Central Police Station was also called Kingsway Road Police Station. So from his residence, they could not go straight away to that place. And as they were going, JM knew things were not okay. And that is why he tipped a taxi driver that if you don't see me, know that I was with Ben Geddy last. So they stayed at Hilton Hotel having a cup of tea or coffee until the GSU people brought a pistol from GSU headquarters, and he was given. So when he went to Kingsway House, he had a concealed small firearm, and the only person who knew was Ben Geddy. Ben Geddy was seated at the door to his right, and he was facing the panel. And the panel, just like the way you attend an interview, There is the person who takes you to the interview. He shows you where to sit and sits aside. And then you face the panel, the chairman, the secretary, everything. They ask you questions and then they tell you, we have completed with your interview. So he went there and he was being asked questions. He was being asked questions. He was being asked, there are some things, I'll cover it later, but let me just mention them a bit. Like there's a time President Jomo Kenyatta had conducted an Harambe. Harambe is the last person to give out his contribution and is usually the guest of honor. And the guest of honor usually is the one who contributes more. The unwritten law contributes more than anybody else. So after Jomo Kenyatta had left, he contributed 3,000 shillings. And Kenyatta, several times that Kenyatta and his friends would have contributed. He had even once said that he was to construct a rail. There is a hospital, which today is called J.M. Kariuki Memorial Hospital. It was built next to a railway. So he wanted to use his own money. He asked for quotation. He asked for quotation on how he can realign the railway line not to make noise to sick people. So those populist things, he was being told to tone down and stop, and he was being told, why are you undermining? But he was shocked because genuinely, J.M. Kariuki believed in empowering people, empowering everybody. So what he was doing exactly that, empowering people. But then when they continued arguing, if you look at the president's vehicle, the vehicle is usually opened by the ADC, the military person who stays behind the president. But Jomo Kenyatta, it was somebody in a police uniform. That was police reservist Wanyoike Thungu. Now Wanyoike Thungu was there, and he was a KANU youth winger, KAU youth winger, even before Jomo Kenyatta went to Britain. So he got two shouters. Can I call them shouters? So there was a shouting contest between JM and Wanyoike Thungu. Wanyoike Thungu got annoyed. He woke up. He slapped JM. Several teeth came out. They fell down. JM went for his pistol. And then that millisecond, a fraction of the second, Ben Gedhi, it occurred to him that if JM kills that person or harms him, then Jomo Kenyatta would want to know how JM, whose pistol had been withdrawn by the district security, got a service pistol from the GSU. So the first shot that Ben Gedhi shot aimed to disable JM in the hand. And then here was JM bleeding from the hand, and here is JM bleeding from the mouth. Those days we did not have mobile phones, but we had walkie-talkie. A lot of consultations were made. When it came to the director of CID, Ignatius Nderi wanted, when he was consulted as a member of NSAC, he said that due course of justice be done and investigated, and whoever is guilty can be taken to court. And there were so many consultations. Also, Hinga was also reasoning. But you see, the kitchen cabinet is usually more powerful than the real cabinet. So a decision was made to shoot. A decision was made to finish off J.M. Kariuki, because if J.M. Kariuki would have survived that, the whole world would know. So they decided not to let him. Just like later on, it was decided that Masinde Muliro should not come to Kenya. Let him die with whatever he has in his mind. So J.M. Kariuki was shot, and then there was panic. There was panic and people, and then they were rushing in and out, and that is where my informer was. My informer was in the reception that day when J.M. Kariuki was killed. Then they rushed out there. The vehicles, no, those are the days that the government had decreed that vehicles carrying meat should be painted white and a red band with the name meat. So they went and hijacked one of the vehicles. JM had been shot twice, but he imagine being shot by a sharpshooter, but he did not die there. He either died on the way or they left him in Ngong to die. And that is when Masai got him. I do meet a lot of people. I do either personally or through social media. Somebody sent me a DM, and his name was Thuo, and he claimed to be a son of Thuo was the DC, and he tried to mislead me. I'll not be used to launder people's names. If you think your father was innocent, or you think you want to cheat people that your father is the one who who protected the JM until he saw Masai, and you're trying to cheat me that the hyenas did not eat JM because your father, a whole DC, was there next to JM until when he saw the Masais coming, those are bullshit. JM's not being eaten by hyenas, that was his luck, because even the Maasai said that previously people had been killed and taken to the very same place, and they used to be eaten by hyenas. And the funny thing is, he died recently without telling us why. He never reported other deaths, but only reported JM. Now, when JM was found, when this one went and reported to Ngong police station, Ngong took him, and at that point, Ngong police station did not know that it was NJM or anybody, and that is why he was booked. He was booked in city mortuary as an unknown male African. But then news spread, and those days, the city mortuary had no perimeter wall, and entering there and whatever was a bit easier. But when information came, and it came to be known that it is JM, that is when the government took intelligence officers go and act as guards in the place. They went and acted as guards. And the late Martin Shikuku said that people had been hired, Luos had been hired to mourn and go and bury him anyway there in Nyanza. How does the word Luoism come? Because I understand that is one tribe that is very sensitive when you mention them. The name Luo came because when Wanyuka Dhungu hit him, the teeth came out. So him being dead, he had no teeth, similar to Luo traditions then. So it has nothing to do. It is just somebody saw his dead body with several teeth out, and he looked like how people of that tribe then. Nowadays, I don't think that thing is still there. That is how it was. And that is how we lost a very important case.